Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dychronic here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the Destiny 2 weekly reset for August 11, 2020. So everything that has reset through this week, the Crucible, the Nightfalls, and all that whatnot, as well as the new special events going on this week. Finally, we have something new going on in Destiny 2. Outside of the Iron Banner, there literally has not been anything new going on in Destiny 2 for this particular season, probably making it one of the least content-oriented seasons in the world. Not the world, in the game. In the world! So first and foremost, I wanted to take you through some of the event stuff as we understand it, just so you have an idea of how it gets started. So first and foremost, you want to go talk to Eva Levante. You can listen to her talking about whatever. The same thing as the past, the Solstice of Heroes celebrates the past year of Destiny 2. You start off with some special kind of armor. In this instance, a blue set of armor. Eventually, she'll give you the full set. You wear this full set, you do European Aerial Zone and some other things for ability kills. If it's the same as last year, it's going to be pretty straightforward, and honestly, it's going to take quite a few grinding sessions to get to the maximum level of armor. Right, so just like last year, pretty much the same set of stuff. You have a quest that says go play the EAZ thing, which is a special activity launched from the tower or from the tower map. And on top of that, there's a first helmet that you get right off the bat. I assume you'll get the full armor set once you've completed the first EAZ run, and you can start to level this armor up. Once you've completed all the objectives on each of the armor pieces, you could probably go back to Eva. She'll give you the next set of armor to then finally get it to the masterwork. So you start at blue, you go to legendary, and then you get a masterwork version, or at least that's how it worked before. I don't think they're going to have any differences this time, or at least it doesn't seem like that, and it is going to be a pretty big grind fest. And if you're wondering, like pretty much everybody at this point, what are the best ways to do every single different thing? Going for specific precision kills, going for specific enemy kills, probably going for powerful enemies. We had a lot of these things and a lot of guides that we made last year that all apply this year. I'll be making a full guide for this particular activity by this weekend, so stay tuned for that. And the last note is, as soon as you finish that first EAZ run, my assumption is that Eva's going to have a set of bounties or something that's going to help us with the EAZ, just as like an extra little thing. Maybe there's like a little store that she has as well. Pretty much the same thing as last time, I imagine. And to confirm, the last two triumphs for MMXX, that special seal releasing this season, is part of the Solstice of Heroes. So getting that magnificent legendary Solstice of Armor, that might either be the legendary or the masterwork version, and then getting a glow on any of the armor sets, which I believe last time the glows were part of some consumable sets that you got from Eververse drops, but I'm not exactly sure how they're doing it this year. Moving on with the regular weekly reset, starting up with the Nightfall Ordeal. For the Nightfall Ordeal, this week is going to be the Strange Terrain. Now, this is going to be the Nokris Wizard dude at the very end, and right now there is still the exploit to be able to do a lot of points in this mission. So you actually can complete the 100k in the 7 to 50. You can do it on any difficulty, probably. All you have to do is cheese the knight. So you see those big knights with yellow health, you kill them, you take the ball, you throw it in the pit next to you, and then you just keep farming those knights until you get around 100k. It's pretty straightforward. I would recommend you go on a higher difficulty because it'll be faster, but you could exploit this for literally 1,000,000 points. It's not a joke. And the Nightfall unique for this one is the Braytech Osprey rocket launcher. For the regular Nightfalls, we have Garden World, the big Cyclops at the end. We have Tree of Probabilities, the big Cabal Centurion that dives to the Minotaur at the end. And then finally, we have the Corrupted, which is going to be the Forsaken mission with the Tech Witch at the end. The fastest and highest scoring is actually going to be Strange Terrain. The heroic modifier for this week is going to be Solar Singe. The rotating Crucible playlist is going to be Momentum Control, which is actually really nice for going out and getting your Mountaintop or your Randy's Throwing Knife. Really good for a lot of things that you need multi-kills or a lot of kills of. And the other one is going to be Countdown. Moving on to the Infamy playlist, which right now is going to be Increased Infamy. So anything that awards Infamy will be double times during the week and triple times during the weekend. Just something you would have seen when you just logged into the game. For Reckoning this week, it will be the Likeness of Oryx. So anything you can find available during that week is available. And of course, the modifier will be Void Singe. As for the Flashpoint, this week it will be taking place on Mercury, completing the public events, Lost Sectors, and Heroic Adventures. And in my opinion, Lost Sectors pretty much the only thing you should be doing here. Just do this one over and over and over again. Not a fun. As for Menagerie this week, it will be Pagori, the big Hydra at the end. The modifier, again, is going to be Solar Singe for the regular mode. And for the heroic mode, we have things like Extinguish, Match Game, Attrition, and Arc Singe. Definitely one of the hardest heroics for sure. You know what I just thought about? I'm pretty sure last time we started with a green set of armor, which had very quick and easy requirements to start off with, but then the blue one was the big grind, and then the purple one was like really hard stuff, but can be done really quickly if you have a good team. So I guess we've just skipped the green step. Maybe there's gonna be something else that's different. Don't make fun of the voice crack. We ding. As for escalation protocol, this week it will be all 3. And I cannot remember for the life of me what was last week or next week, but I think last week was all 3 and next week will be the shotgun. If that's not the case, then last week was the sniper and next week will be all 3. One of the two. Too lazy to find out. Moving on to some moon madness for the nightmare hunts. I can't believe I just said that. For the nightmare hunts, we have Skolas, we have Omnigul, and we have the Fanatic. Now, none of these are really that easy as far as cheesing goes. I believe Skolas is probably the shortest one, in case that's what you care about. As for the challenge this week, it will be leftovers. This challenge takes place in the first encounter of the raid, and in this encounter, you're not allowed to kill any of the Cyclops that spawn during the boss's presence. So you are allowed to kill the Cyclopses that are already there, which you have to kill, but do not kill any of the newly spawning ones. This one is basically just free pinnacle gear, so go and do it. Is it just me, or do I just want to yell out #TeamTitan for this entire Solstice of Heroes event, even though it doesn't have anything to do with classes? I just thought I'd mention it. Moving on to Tess Eververse's inventory. Obviously, she's going to have a lot of stuff that is for this event. Oh, gonna bring this one back, are we? A lot of returning items from the previous Solstice of Hero event, as well as a bunch of new items. I'll try to go through a lot of the ones that I can see. First and foremost, the shader here is going to be the vintage timber. Again, Titan's color, very specifically weird, so I'd recommend taking a look on your characters. We got some ghost projection. We have a guiding light public defender buoy shell, which I would recommend. Didn't get it because I have plenty of them. Oh, there's a little thing where you blow in. That's adorable. It's an adorable shell, and it's a great bonus. You have a micro mini, a beloved item from one of the previous events. For sure, you should definitely get one. There's some regular stuff across there. Obviously, there is a specific event section, which allows you to get the different glows for the different armor pieces with a bright dust purchase, by the way, in case you're wondering about the glows. Oh, look at this new finisher. Oh, now that's a finisher I want. Real money. Right, so when you finally get the full set of the Solstice of Heroes armor, this is actually what the Titan's supposed to look like, which I actually might put as my thumbnail, and this is the finally upgraded full universal ornament set. For the Void variation, you can have a Solar, Arc, and Void is my understanding, depending on your class that you have currently equipped. Like if I were to change my subclass from, Void to Solar, and then re-inspect, you'll see that it actually is Solar. So it's the same thing as last time, just have to change your subclass, and that's what it will look like, which is really cool. I'm glad that they went with a different style. I like that this armor does not look the same as last time, which is good props for them. And it's a universal ornament, which means this can be put on any of the good armors. That's good to see. Outside of that, there's a bunch of pretty straightforward stuff. That's also a pretty good one. You got a bunch of different sparrows and ships. This is a pretty good... Wow, that's actually a really cool looking ship. I want it, but I just don't know how I'm gonna get it. You have a lot of different things with this cool little bursting light kind of idea that they have for a lot of the different things, and you've got different transmat effects and different... Ooh, I like the Sandcastle. That's it. Pretty straightforward. This is going to be the event section. And again, depending on which class you're currently on, will change what this is. Outside of that, for the other Bright Dust section, we have the Legacy 2, this kind of toboggan speedboat looking sparrow. We've got the paperwork where you just kind of put papers together and then you maybe throw them. You got some s'mores where you roast some s'mores over a fire. Pretty straightforward. You got the hip bump multiplayer emote. You got some other things like the ornament for the Black Talon, the ornament for the Legend of Acreus, which I really like this ornament for the Legend of Acreus. If you don't have it, you got some other stuff across the bottom. Pretty straightforward. Nothing really that complex. That's a weird looking shader. I don't even have it. Don't have enough space. I wonder why, Recaster. Why I don't have enough space for these shaders. Fucking shitty ass piece of shit ass. That's right, I said it. And finally, for Hawthornes Inventory, showing off her weekly raid challenges with both hands! I've been waiting for that. But finally, for that, we have the Last Wish raid summoning ritual. Second encounter during the Shirochi encounter. Just don't get hit by a regular ball attack. For the Scourge of the Past raid, we have to each their own. During the boss encounter, every person has to destroy one of the shield generators each. So the glowing white parts on the body, every person has to shoot one of them. And finally, with Crown of Sorrows, we have with both hands. It's going to be taking place in the boss fight. And during the DPS phase of the boss fight, every person can only shoot down one hand once during that phase, so just have 3 pairs of people assigned to the 3 sets of hands. Although, you know, every time I've ever tried this, it is literally never activated because it's glitched. I still don't get it. If you understand this challenge, please visit me at twitch.tv/Dychronic, and I'll be streaming and try to get this, and hopefully I'll be able to get this goddamn final shadow triumph. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of it. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions and concerns. Make sure you stay tuned for that weekend video, the full guide of everything Solstice of Heroes. My assumption is gonna be very similar to last year, so I might even dig up my old doc and just kind of fill some stuff in. What's gonna be important with that is gonna be how you farm the different things. The best place to get certain precision kills, best place to get elites of a certain type, best place to get certain types of enemies. I'm gonna be listing all of these all over the place, and gonna be pretty efficient, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And of course, I'll be live streaming right after this video, so if you want to come join us in the grind fest in the EAZ and just grinding out armor pieces and getting through some quests and even joining us in the public open lobbies, raids, and all that whatnot, check out link description down below. Twitch, we're gonna be streaming it. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name is Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.